Hi guys, it's Latoya here with Elevated Standards, and guess what? The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions once again. So on this page, we inspire, encourage, and motivate entrepreneurs. Let's talk about what we learned from the 2024-2025 Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. Just with the first half alone, there are messages. There are messages that we have to extract, okay? So let's go into it, okay? So first off, let's talk about people discounting you, okay? Not just with price, but with ability. Let's talk about that. All right, so we are in the first quarter, right? And Dotson, it looked like he received the first touchdown with the Philadelphia Eagles. But what did they do? They had to review the tape, right? So they had to review the tape, and what happened? He didn't really get the touchdown. His knee went down. So since his knee went down, he didn't get the touchdown. They had to start all over again or whatever. So what the Eagles did was they went here and they did, the quarterback sneak. Oh, you know what I mean? The brotherly shove. Some people call it the tush push, but whatever. They did that move right there, and they got hurt over the line, right? He broke that glass, right? So he went here and he made that touchdown, right? So here's the thing. People talked about Hurts. Man, we talked about Hurts badly. So let me tell you, right? So as you know, if you've been following me for a moment, you would know that I am a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Yes, I live in Philadelphia. Yes, we are a house divided, and I told you we'll talk about it later. Well, I guess today is later. Okay, so listen. So so much so, I had to watch the game by myself because you know what I mean. It's like that. You can't go to all the parties if you ain't representing the team. And I'm cool with that. You know why? Because I'm a Leo. I'm a Leo who made a decision, and I'm going to stand by my decision. And just because the other Pennsylvania team is winning or has won doesn't mean I'm going to jump, over to the other team. You know what I mean? But I'm proud of y'all because Pennsylvania won. That's how I look at it. Pennsylvania won. So if you see I got my black and I do got my yellow, even though I'm got a hint of green going on, you know what I mean? It is what it is. But needless to say, the game, people are going to say you can't do it, right? So the reason I brought that up was the Philadelphia Eagles was having some problems, right? So, Jalen ain't throwing to me. I mean, if memory serves me correctly, it was AJ Brown who was saying it. You know what I mean? He had to say all that right before the Philadelphia Eagles played the Pittsburgh Steelers. And for some reason, that's all they worked on that week was throwing and catching, because clearly they wiped the floor with us. And I was like, what in the world? You know what I mean? Because that was the week that I was going to come on here and I was going to say, yeah, you know what? But I couldn't do that. I had to humble myself, and I was like, you know what? I ain't going to make no video on it because, I look like a sucker. So I ain't going to do that. But, so, here's the thing, right? So y'all beat us, right? Every time somebody talked about y'all improved upon it, right? So like, there's our first lesson. Like one of the first lessons is, people want to talk about you. People want to say you can't do it. People want to say, well, your past showed me X, Y, and Z. You can't do this, that, and the third. What you got to do? Entrepreneurs, we got to go ahead and we got to improve upon it, right? We got to keep on practicing that thing until we are successful in that thing, until we can go ahead and make that thing work. So that's one of the things that we have to do, entrepreneurs. We have to go ahead and make sure that we are, consistent in our behavior and our actions so that we can perfect the things that we have, right? So let's start there, okay? So like, we had to touch that because, I don't want y'all thinking that, I jumped the bandwagon and I'm on the Eagles team. I'm proud of y'all. Pennsylvania won. That's how I look at it. You know what I mean? Even though y'all took Pickett and won the daggone Super Bowl with them, but I'm saying it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. So, that's that. So going back to this first quarter where Dotson went here and, it looked like it could have been and it wasn't. You know, how many times have we as entrepreneurs had tried to do something, right? Tried to do something and thought we were successful in it. And come to find out we ain't really, you know what I mean? We ain't really do it. We ain't really do it. So if we didn't do it, you know what I mean? We get another chance. And while we may not individually get there, that doesn't mean our teammate won't get there. Okay, so that could be your actual team that you have, or that can be, you know, somebody who is in the industry, right? Because there's more money to go around. There's more money to go around. We don't have to worry about not getting it or not doing it. Is our industry represented? You know, was the customer served in the way that they needed to be served? It's okay if you were not the individual who did it, or your company wasn't the one that did it. Now, granted, it would be great if it was. It would be awesome if it was. And I'm cheering for you to do that. Just like the Eagles cheered on Dotson to do that, right? And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And some people knew. They was like, yeah, his knee went down. I mean, he didn't get it. Good try. He didn't get it. But Hurts went ahead and he did it, right? So I know I'm going all over the place a little bit, but I'm excited. I'm excited. Why? Because Pennsylvania won. Like I said, that's how I'm looking at it, okay? All right, Philly won. Yes. But Pennsylvania won. Okay. So let's go a little bit deeper. You know, people, you know, like I said, they talked about Hurts. Hurts can't throw nobody open. You know what I mean? And Hurts was like, you know, y'all say what y'all want to say. I know what y'all talking about me. I know what y'all saying about me. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, because the reality is I keep winning games. Guess what? That's what you got to do as an entrepreneur. You can hear what the haters are saying. I mean, you can see that the people ain't supporting you. You know, you got all these things going on. And guess what? It don't matter. You're going to keep moving anyway. There's a song by Erica Mason. It's called Do It Anyway, right? I don't care what people say. Do it anyway, right? That's what it is. Do it anyway. It don't matter. You ain't hurt nobody. You ain't hurt nobody. There's no issue. There's no issue. They just don't believe in your abilities to do what it is that you said you were going to set out and do. Keep being consistent and doing what you said you're going to do. Who cares what they say? Keep doing it. Because guess what? You might just win a Super Bowl. You might just win it all, okay? So don't worry about what they say. Don't worry about what they do. Don't worry about what they think. Don't care. Don't worry about it. The thing is, you got to be consistent about it. And when you're consistent about it, guess what? You're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to reach those goals that you were trying to reach in the first place, right? Do you have a vision? If you've been following me on the YouTube page, you know that we have been talking about, you know, different areas of growth within entrepreneurship, right? So do you got vision? Do you have the goal, right? So, you know, we could say we entrepreneurs and we could say we doing this and we doing it, but the reality is, are we really? Are we putting in the time? Are we putting in the patience? Do we have the patience to put in the time? You know, are we diligent? You know, how are we going out and getting these prospects? Are we converting the prospects into clients? Are those clients paying the prices that we, you know, set out for them to pay? I mean, are you being successful in it? Who cares what your haters say? Your haters are a gauge on how successful you are. Hurts has many haters, and within his own fan base. But he is a Super Bowl champion. So it don't matter what the haters said, because now they celebrate on. Then they on Board Street. And they out here and they have a time. Why y'all taking away the daggone poles? It's one thing for y'all to be climbing the poles. Why y'all take down the pole and carry it down Board Street? I don't understand it. But hey. It is what it is. It is what it is. But they celebrate on Board Street. They celebrate on Bourbon Street. Let me tell you something. One of the best places for the Philadelphia Eagles to actually have won the Super Bowl was in New Orleans. Because here's the thing. If you ever watched the game or been in New Orleans when they playing, oh my goodness. Y'all, New Orleans, they go in. They go in. They go all the way in. Okay? But down the street. Now, mind you, I'm home. I'm in Philly. I'm in Philly. So but I was in New Orleans, and they was playing, and we was like, yo, why ain't nobody out in the streets? Like, streets are quiet. The phone going off, whatever. Yo, the streets are quiet. I ain't hear, you couldn't hear nothing. All the people was outside, people who needed to be outside, or the tourists, and that was me, right? Y'all won in New Orleans. Yo, the streets flooded. They flooded. They were like, music going on. Everybody, the stores are open, the restaurants, everybody open. Oh, we having a time of our lives. So when I tell you, if y'all couldn't be up in Philly to go ahead to win the Super Bowl, New Orleans was the next best place. Let me tell you, because they celebrate. Apparently they had the grease the poles up in New Orleans because Philly. I don't know why Philadelphians. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. They my brothers and my sisters. So I gotta like, hey, keep it going. Do what it do. Nonetheless, I say all of this to say, right? It doesn't matter what people think about you. It doesn't matter how they view you. You continue to move forward. And even when they discount you and say, hey, you can't do it. You know what I mean? You didn't make that play. You didn't make that touchdown. You didn't make that sale, if you will. You didn't convert that prospect into that customer. You didn't do it, right? You're a failure. Right? You're not gonna win this game. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win and meet your goals. How you wouldn't dare? Because let's be real. Prior to the game starting, all those newscasters, if they wasn't from Philly and they wasn't in Philly, all those newscasters said, "Oh, the Chiefs gonna win. The Chiefs gonna win. Oh, they gonna win. It's gonna be this, that, and the third. Oh yeah, Philly ain't got a chance." Y'all discounted. You didn't see the value in the Eagles. You didn't see the value in them. And although I'm a Steelers fan, and here's the thing. All right, so if you've been following me, you saw the video we did last year, and Kansas City won, and I was so happy for Andy because it was like Philly was winning and this, that, and the third, and you gotta go back and watch it, right? Okay, so and that's the one I'm on the cruise line, and you'll see all the things. But Philly was gonna be in the Super Bowl, so there was no way in the world I was gonna be on the cruise line. Like I said, we a house divided. Nonetheless, let's talk about positioning. Let's talk about environment. The environment that you are in can change your outcome. Let's talk about the fact that the coaches, let's start with leadership. Leadership up top is leadership in a position that they need to be in. It's leadership in the environment that they need to be in, because both coaches have coached in the other city. Okay, the Kansas City Chiefs coach has been a coach in with the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Philadelphia Eagles coach has been a coach in Kansas City with the Kansas City Chiefs. That's how that happens, right? But now they're in their proper place, and because they're in their proper place, they are now able to succeed in the areas that they want to succeed in, because Kansas City, they won the year prior. Philadelphia Eagles, they won this year. Having the right coaches, having the right leadership in the right places help you to succeed. Now let's talk about the team members. Let's talk about, of course, we're going to talk about Saquon, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about Saquon Barkley. Let's go ahead and talk about him, because where was he? He was in New York, and New York did not value him. They did not see what he had to bring. They did not honor what he had to offer. They discarded him. Okay? They discarded him. And all he wanted to do was to be there in New York. That's what he wanted. And they didn't want him. What are you talking about? Okay? What you talking about? No, that's a testament right there. People may not see your value. People may not see your abilities. People may not want to see what you have to offer. They think that someone else is better for the job, and that's okay. It is okay for them not to see your value because somebody else will. Stop holding on to people and holding on to things that don't see your value. Hold on to the idea and the fact that you are able. You are able. You are capable of doing the thing that you said that you were going to do. All that man wanted was to go ahead and be on that team, and all would have been well. But they didn't see his value and his worth. He came over to the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Philadelphia Eagles was like, guess what? We want you here. We want you here. And we are going to protect you. Look at that. We are going to honor your abilities. We're going to see what your capabilities are, right? Because when he went up against the other team, they was like, no. Philadelphia was like, first off, you could break a record. We're not going to break that record. Nope. Sit yourself down on this bench. Don't even suit up. Don't you're not going to play in this game because your opponent is trying to hurt you. Your opponent does not wish you well. Right? As entrepreneurs, how many times we see that? Well, we are desperately trying to convert this prospect into this client. And the prospect wants to not see your value. They want to, pay you less than what you said what the price was. They don't see the worth. They don't understand what you have to bring to the table, or they just don't care. And it's okay. Because if they don't see your value, another prospect will. They will be that client. They will be your ideal client. Sometimes we got to change our mindset to make it work. And Saquon said, the only concern that he had was, oh no, I done played on this other team and the Philadelphia Eagles, the fan base. The fan base is what the fan base is. They gonna give me some work. He came out there and showed out. He showed out. He did all kinds of things that people didn't know or think that he could do, right? Because he stayed committed to the process. He knew what his abilities and capabilities were. He had something to prove, and he proved it, right? So it's okay if they don't see your worth on this side, when somebody else on the other side will see your worth, will know what your capabilities are, and will pay the price that you need them to pay. Because let's be honest, the Giants didn't want to pay. The Eagles did. You know what I mean? And they saw your worth. And now Saquon Barkley is a Super Bowl champion. Is a Super Bowl champion in his first year with the Philadelphia Eagles, and on his birthday. The Chiefs wanted to stop Saquon so bad that, they just kept tackling him. He couldn't get it in. He couldn't, you know what I mean? But there were other players on the team who were there to support him, who were there to buffer all the things. And people discounted those other players. At least the other team did, right? It wasn't so much the Eagle fan base didn't discount them at all. But people discounted their other teammates because they thought, they saw his worth. They knew how he was. And how many times have people, looked at you and treated you horribly because they saw your worth and thought that you didn't, but they didn't want to value you. Bond, let's just go there. Being in the right position sometimes it's not even the environment. Sometimes it's the environment and the position. Sometimes you got to change your environment. Sometimes you got to change your position. Sometimes you got to change your outlook. Sometimes you got to change your mindset. Sometimes you just got to change and be open to the idea of change for things to work out the way that they're supposed to work out. It's okay. So what will happen is, if you're in the right environment and you're in the right position, your haters, or those who did not recognize you, will recognize you. Your haters will become fans of what you do. They will support you, or they will recommend you to other people. Entrepreneurs, we have to be in the right place sometimes. Sometimes we got to be in the right environment. Okay, we think that our offerings are the best thing. We want to help people, and we want to align with what they are. For example, I used to offer resume services. Okay. I used to offer project management. These are different things that I used to offer because I know that I could be of assistance here. But people didn't see the value there. People kept calling me up and just having me doing policies and procedures. I need compliance. I need compliance. I need compliance. Okay, you need compliance. Guess what I'm doing? I focus on compliance. Okay, so you're in Pennsylvania or the tri-state area, and you need help with compliance. Guess what? One of the wonderful things about me is I take my gift of research and I need to know. Okay, I need to know it all. Okay, and actually that is my name. Okay, my name in translation is Victorious One by the way of knowledge is my name. So when you say Latoya, you're saying Victorious One. Okay, when you call my name by my first or my last name, you are calling me Victorious One by the way of knowledge. That is my name, and that's what I do. Okay, that's what I do. I research. I find out information. Okay, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to find the answer because I need to know. I need to have that knowledge, right? So sometimes, not seeing your own worth, not knowing what you're supposed to be doing, does not mean that you're not supposed to be doing those things. It just means sometimes you got to change your environment. I was in an industry that I thought I was going to change the world, right? And trying to use my gifts and my talents and my abilities in that environment did not fit. And as soon as I got out of it, mind you, I stayed 17 years in that industry. Okay. When I got out of it and I went to a different industry that was allowing me to use those skill sets and use that gift, I was like, hey, I had to get over some workplace trauma, and not to say that that place didn't have its own set of trauma, but it was a place of healing for me, the healing those wounds for me, right? And then it allowed me to, especially when the pandemic happened, it allowed me to then go and venture off and become an entrepreneur and do this thing on my own. And you see, here's the thing. Just because my name is Victorious One by the way of knowledge does not mean that I know it all. Okay, does not mean that I can help and tackle all issues. I can't help everyone. I can't tackle every issue, right? So I have to know where my strengths are and know who I can help and who I can't. That's like having your ideal client or having your client avatar, knowing who you're serving, know how you're going to help them, what problem are you solving, knowing where you fit in, right? So I say all that to say is, we can tie in the lessons that we learned from the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, and having people in place to say, hey, you're better fit here. Change your environment, change what you do. Sometimes it's by force, sometimes it's voluntary, sometimes it's by accident, right? Sometimes it's by curiosity. And it's okay to change your environment. It's okay to do things differently. Okay, so what I need you to do, entrepreneurs, is I need you to make an assessment. Do an assessment. How successful are you in this area? How successful are you in this place that you said that you were going to be successful in? The offerings that you have, the pricing that you had, the people that you serve or clients that you serve. How does that work for you? And if it's not working well, it is time to make adjustments. You must be able to do adjustments. Look at your business plan. See how effective that business plan is. Are you still doing the things that you said you're going to do in that business plan? Or is it time to make some revisions? Okay. So, my suggestion is you revise your business plan every 3 years. Why? Because sometimes things change, 2 to 3 years, just like people change jobs every 2 to 3 years. Look at your business plan, look at it and see, is that something that still serves you? If not, it's time to update it. Guess what? And I help you do it. Okay, just so you know, I help you do it. I help you revise your business plan. I help you create the business plan and all the documents that go along with it, your policies and procedures. I help you with that. You know why? Because I know that there's a need there to do it. A. And B, sometimes we all need to look at what we do. I even update my own business plan, okay? And I can tell you this from experience. Sometimes, I'm someone who does business plans. This is what I do for a living. I do business plans. I was doing business plans for people when it wasn't what I did for a living. It was just a passion for mine to help people get to where they were going to go, right? So, it is what it is. I started my business without a business plan. Would you believe that? Would you believe that? Like, that's something I should not have done. I know better. But sometimes, thinking that you know something or where you want to go, doesn't pan out well if you don't write it down. You have to make the vision plain so that someone can take it and run with it, right? That's the scripture. Just in case you didn't know. Just in case you didn't know. You got to make the vision plain. Make it clear so people can take it and run with it. They could tarry. We could go with it, right? People cannot follow you. People cannot support you if you don't have vision for yourself. Part of that vision is having a business plan. You need to know how are you going to do things, the way that you're going to do it and make it work. So I will say this, thank you to the Philadelphia Eagles for helping us to look at things a little bit differently, to look at things to say, hey, I may not be in the right environment and I need to change my environment. Oh, and I need to look at my leadership team. And I need to look at my team members. And are they getting me to where I'm trying to go, right? So, it is a wonderful thing. It is a wonderful thing. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity to see things a little bit differently than other people, because I could take things like the Super Bowl and take it into a business lesson. But it is what it is, and I'm so very happy for it. So, guys, listen, I hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you next time. Bye.